in a life cycle. Good evening to all. Today we are going to see about a life cycle of threads. Here we are having a 5 states in a Java thread methods. Here new, active, blocked or waiting, time, waiting and terminated. So new state here explain its different state here, like whenever a new thread is created, is always a new state. We call it as a new state. It's not behind its an execution. When a thread invokes a start method, it moves from the one state to active state. The active state is a runnable state or running state. So runnable is a ready to run the run, then move the runnable state. And the runnable state, it's running the multiple process at a times. A program implementing multi-threading acquires fixed slice of times to each individual threads. So here every thread runs as a short spans of times when that allocated time slice is over. So vulnerability gives the CPUs in the other thread, it's waiting sometimes and then it starts to review. So it's willing to wait and then run the state. Then running is a thread CPU, it moves to runnable into the running state. Generally it's a common changes states threads from the runnable to running and again back to the runnable. So block for waiting, whenever a thread is inactive for the span of time, then either the thread is the blocked state or it is in a waiting state. For runnable, a thread may wants to print some data from the printer, and at the same time the other hand be is using the same printer. That is, in a printer, if we are giving the multiple tasks at a time, so first task will be the process, the next task if we assign in a printer, it will wait in a queue, so or a buffering. So after sometimes taking, it will again start to print. So it's a waiting state, start to waiting and running state. So time waiting is sometimes the waiting to lead the star waiting. For example, it's willing to leave that critical sections in such a scenarios. Another threads to wait forever, which leads to starvations. To avoid such a scenarios, a time waiting state is given to thread B, and then specific span time is forever. It's a real time real example of a time sleep mode, and then method is to running out the state. So terminated is states which is followed when a thread finish a job, it exists or terminate at the current state. Likewise, abnormal termination, it occurs some unusual events such a unhandled exception or a segmentation fault. So the following figure shows that it's having the multiple tasks and then in a particular threads, and then it's waiting and runnable and executes in the particular task. So implementing threads in a Java, we are using as a coding, is creating a new is a new state, and then runnable is after getting some instructions, it's running after waiting status, or it's blocked, it's used to block the state and waiting in a public final manner. So it's a final thread timed waiting, and then it's having sleep join with account with wait with timeout, pork utility and pork nanos. It's having terminated to terminate the simple program in such a way. So Java program for demonstrating a thread states, it's having creating a class in a runnable manner. Class name as a ABC. It's a main function. We are creating try catch method. So try, we are determining the interruptions methods and catch into sleep. So after that it's having the certain print statement to track that particular stack values, and then state to implement the interface runnables. It's using interface, we are connecting the runnable functions, and then find the object, and particular object it's creating the runnable statement in system.out.ln. It's having the printing the values of the threads in a certain manner. So in the main function we are creating a through threads and connecting in as independent threads one by one. So one thread is executed, another one is waiting, and another one is executed, some other threads are waiting. Finally it's connected and giving the output as like it is. So it's a thread based example. Here we are using start methods to start the methods, join methods to connecting the threads, and then terminate and sleep and join. Every method is used to execute that particular programs. These are all the main 5 status or life cycle of your Java threads. So we are using the thread function in Java to reduce the codes.